Oh, hi there. It's me, your favorite ghostly glamour ghoul, Coma White, and today I wanted to do a little DVD and Blu-ray update. I've been buying so many movies these past couple of months, and I have a huge stack of Blu-rays here that I just wanted to show. So if you want to see what I got and hear my thoughts and opinions, keep on watching. So first up, we have Vinegar Syndrome, which I'm a huge fan of. I absolutely love their company. A lot of their movies, though, are kind of a little bit of a hit or miss. They're not always that good. But I love supporting them because they put so much love and effort into all their releases. So first up, we have Hitcher in the Dark, directed by Umberto Lenzi, who did Cannibal Ferox. And this was pure Euro trash sleaze, and I absolutely loved it. This was so much fun, so trashy, and so entertaining. So if you're a fan of Italian horror, this is definitely one to check out. And then here we have the reversible artwork. The girl in the movie, though, like, kind of annoyed the hell out of me, though. Because, like, she gets kidnapped, and she could have escaped so many times. And I'm like, you dumb bitch. You could have, like, what are you doing? Why are you staying there? But still a lot of fun, worth checking out. Next up, we have Jungle Trap, put out by Agfa and Bleeding Skull, and this features the reversible slipcover from Vinegar Syndrome. And this one I've been wanting to see since like last year. I'm a huge fan of Shot on Video, but the thing is, the original DVD that Bleeding Skull put out was out of print and like really expensive. So I was so excited when they finally announced that they were re-releasing this. However, not that good of a movie. And I love Don't Go in the Woods Alone, which was also directed by James Bryan. This one, it didn't really like do it for me. It kind of reminded me of, there's another Renee Harmon film called Escape from Insane Asylum, which was put out by Masker Video. That was a chore to sit through. That's a fucking awful movie. And this kind of felt like that. Not as bad as Escape from Insane Asylum, but it just, I don't know. I'll give this another try, another time. It didn't really do it for me. But I really appreciate that Bleeding Skull kind of rescued this film and released it for the first time ever, 20-something years after it was made, and they even did like an original score and soundtrack to it, which was really good. So if you're a fan of Shot on Video, worth checking out. Have not seen Run Coyote Run yet, but not really in a rush to watch that either. I heard that one is basically Lady Street Fighter with like maybe 20 minutes of like new footage. So next we have The Fear, which I used to have this movie on DVD. I found it like years ago at like a PC Richard & Son of all places. And I remember it not being that great, but I ended up selling my DVD. I go through these like weird periods where I just like clean out my collection and just want to get rid of stuff. And then a lot of times I end up getting rid of stuff that ends up going out of print. And then I end up rebuying it and spending like $30-something on a Blu-ray when I originally paid like $5 for like the DVD. That happened before with this, with Evil Ed and Tales from the Hood. This one, I remember at the time when I saw this, I didn't really appreciate like the really cheesy early 90s horror comedy kind of stuff. I mean, this isn't a horror comedy, but it's definitely cheesy. And at that time, that was like when Hostel and Devil's Rejects and Wolf Creek and all that stuff was coming out. So that's like what I wanted. That's what I was watching. So this didn't really do it for me. So then now I'm like, I absolutely love the cheesier the better. So this I definitely wanted to rewatch. And it does not hold up. It was not good at all. I couldn't really get into it. But, it's still nice to have in the collection. Next up, I haven't watched these yet, and it's Rush Week and Last Gasp. Rush Week looks like a lot of fun. 80s slash late 80s slasher. And then Last Gasp, 1995. Don't really know much about these, but I will get to them eventually. Another one I have not watched yet, but have heard so many good things about, is Psycho Gorman. And this one looks like a lot of fun. I don't know, I haven't really been in the mood for it, and my to watch pile has just been piling up, so this one keeps getting buried deeper and deeper, but we'll get to it eventually. So next we have stuff that I got from Kino Lorber. And with Kino Lorber, if you just buy like one thing, the shipping is really expensive. So usually I end up getting at least like 4 or 5 titles just so I can qualify for like the free shipping. And a lot of times I end up adding stuff to my cart that I've never seen or even heard of. So a lot of it's blind buys. And then these next two, I was just like looking through the catalog so I can qualify for the free shipping, and discovered these, and they look good, and I absolutely love them. And it's Lisa and Night Angel. So if you love like early 90s horror thrillers, definitely check these out. Lisa is kind of like a Lifetime, I was sexing a serial killer type of movie. If that sounds like your thing, you have to check this out. I really enjoyed it. Directed by Gary Sherman, who did Dead and Buried and Raw Meat. And then Night Angel is about a succubus, you know, trying to take over the world. This came out in 1989. Oh, actually, I thought it was 90s. So late 80s. This was amazing. It featured like incredible special effects by Steve Johnson, and it stars Karen Black, and it has this like amazing like effects and gore, and it's just this like bizarre like imagery. Like some of the images kind of reminded me of Society, so definitely check this out. Highly recommend it. And I believe I paid like $7 for it on Blu-ray, which is amazing. Kino Lorber does sales all the time, so definitely check them out. Next we have Devil Times 5, which is a Grindhouse staple. I've heard of this for like many years, never saw it. I don't know, I tried watching this and it just like wasn't for me. I couldn't get into it at all. I'll give it another try sometime, but like I just really was not feeling this when I put it on. And then the next two also have not gotten around to watch yet, but it's Monster Dog starring Alice Cooper. Heard this is kind of like a Troll 2 type of movie, like good in a bad way, but for $9 on Blu-ray, could not pass it up. And this cover, amazing. And then the next we have is Delivery Boys. I'm obsessed with like New York City. I heard like a, you know, like super New York movie. So when I heard that, I had to check it out. Next we have Promising Young Woman, which I really enjoyed. I thought this was a really fresh, modern take on like the rape revenge genre, minus the rape. This one, I don't know, it kind of left me wanting like a little bit more. I like I said, I think it was a really interesting take on that genre, and it's just like I wanted like a little bit more. I wanted like more of a payoff. But definitely check this out if you have not seen it already. Also, this artwork, like I was offended when they put this out. Like, this is the worst case of graphic design I've ever seen in my life. So next we have Good Night, God Bless from Culture Shock Releasing. And Culture Shock Releasing is like a brand new indie label. This is their second release, their first one being Zipperface. So they kind of put out these like weird, obscure oddities. So if that sounds like your thing, definitely check it out. You may be more familiar with this cover, which amazing artwork. This is not about vampires, though. I thought it was. I honestly can't tell you what this movie is about because it is such a mess of a movie. Like, it is so incoherent and it just doesn't make any sense. I tried watching it like 3 or 4 times and each time I kept falling asleep or whatever. It made no sense at all. And I can't really recommend it because it wasn't particularly great, but there was some like interesting stuff in here. The opening scene was very promising, and then it just kind of like was all over the place. It has this like weird, like late night cable access TV kind of feel to it. It's like not shot on video, but it's like definitely like a direct to video type of film. If that sounds like your thing, definitely check it out. Worth adding to your collection. Also, just worth supporting this new label that's doing really cool stuff. And then on the inside, we have this little booklet, which I think is so cool. And it's little things like this that really do it for me. The booklet is like a little newspaper, because in the beginning of the film, you see a newspaper in one of the scenes. So the fact that they recreated this for the booklet is so cool. So yeah, definitely, if this sounds like your thing, check it out. I can't really recommend it, but I highly recommend supporting Culture Shock Releasing and checking them out. The next 3 we have are from Roninflix, and the first one up is Night Visitor, which is basically like a low-rent version of Fright Night, but with like a satanic cult. Sounds amazing. Didn't really quite deliver like I thought it would, but definitely worth checking out still. And this was also 1989. So here's the reversible artwork. Next we have Too Scared to Scream, which I really enjoyed this movie. Another New York type of film, but it's more of like a New York like detective cop type of film. So the cover is a little misleading, but it was still really entertaining. I really liked it, and it definitely had like a queer storyline to it. So if you're into like queer horror films, this is like definitely a more obscure one to check out. And the next we have Act of Vengeance, also known as Rape Squad, which is an extremely problematic title for a problematic film. Very 70s, about women who are getting raped, and then they kind of form like a little, I guess, a rape squad, and try to go after the guy who attacked them, and then also any women that are in distress, they come to the rescue. Like I said, very 70s. You have like a woman doing like karate, like it, like they don't make stuff like this anymore. It's alright. It was enjoyable, but kind of to an extent. If this is your type of thing, like, you know, like this is your type of thing, check it out. If not, skip it. Finally, we have 2 newer films. I'll start with this one because I have not watched it yet, and it's The Dark and the Wicked. I've heard amazing things about this movie. Just have not gotten around to watching it yet. I tried watching it a while ago, and then I fell asleep to it, and then I just never bothered to rewatch it. But if you've seen this, let me know what you think. And then finally, we have the remake of Wrong Turn, which, when I heard that they were remaking this film, I was very skeptical. I'm like, really? Do we need another one? There's already like 9 Wrong Turn movies, 8, I don't know. I stopped watching after part 2. Absolutely love the first one. The sequels look like pure garbage, but now I like really want to go back and watch them. But yeah, I was starting to hear a lot of like actually decent things about this movie, so I wanted to check it out. and I was actually really surprised. I really enjoyed it. I do think it took itself like a little too seriously. The characters were like very like woke and just like very like aware, and they really try to kind of push this like maybe the civilized aren't so civilized kind of like storyline. If you can get past all of that, this was actually really enjoyable. A really kind of like interesting take on the Wrong Turn franchise. So I really enjoyed it. So that's that for my little Blu-ray and DVD update. Please let me know what you thought. Comment down below. I have a lot more stuff that I've gotten. Haven't gotten around to watching it yet, but definitely want to make another video and show you what I got. So, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow me on Instagram at The Dead Hate the Livin'. And until next time, bye.